Dear students, in previous video class, we have studied the root, functions of root, modification of roots, etc. In this class, let us study about the stem and its modifications. Okay. Stem. The stem is the ascending part of the plant body. How to define stem? Stem is defined as the ascending part of the plant body. It always develops from the plumule. When we studied the root is defined as the descending part of the plant body. But this stem is the ascending part. It is normally found above the ground. It is developed from the plumule. The root system developed from the radicle. That you know. Okay. What are the characteristics of stem? ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ಮು ರೂಟು ಅಂತ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ ಥರ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋದು? As I told you, the stem is always or normally or generally found above the soil. When the stem is young, it appears green color. But at a later stage, the stem becomes woody. Woody means it becomes hard. But if we see the young stem is soft. The older stem is woody in nature and dark brown. The main stem gives rise to branches. If we examine the branches, on the branches we find many nodes and internodes. The leaves are borne on the stem. In addition to these, we find axillary bud, terminal bud, flower bud or flowers, sometimes fruits. So, stem means stem is differentiated into nodes, internodes, leaves, auxiliary buds, terminal buds. It contains. What is internode? At the nodal region, the leaves are born. At the nodal region, the leaves are born. The distance between two nodes is called internode. You must remember, at the nodal region only the leaves are born. In the axilla of a leaf, we find axillary buds. The axillary buds later on develops into branch or branches, you can say. The stem also shows terminal bud. So all these are the characteristics of stem. But in the root, we do not find all these characters. Or you can say, in root, there is no node, internode, leaves, axillary, and terminal buds. This is how we can differentiate root and stem morphologically. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಯಾವುದು ರೂಟ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್? The following are the function of stem. Stem normally or generally upholds the branches and helps in spreading of the branches. It holds leaves, flowers, fruits. Second function, the stem take part in conduction of water and minerals. We know that root absorbs water and minerals. Does absorb water and minerals conducted from root to the upper part of the plant body through the stem. So second function of stem is conduction of water and minerals. Sometimes when it is modified, it takes part other functions like storage of food. It gives support. It also protects, and it takes part in vegetative reproduction or propagation. These are the functions of stem. Next, the modifications. Stem, like root, also modified to perform other functions other than the normal function. Other than the normal function means apart from the normal function. Stem may be modified for the storage of food, or it may be modified for protection, or it may be modified to give support, or it may be modified for vegetative reproduction, etc. The stem modification may be studied under three headings: underground stem modification, subaerial stem modification, and aerial stem modification. Actually, it is not mentioned like that in your textbook or NCERT book. But by studying the modifications systematically, we'll come to know each and everything details. So now first let us study the underground stem modification. Underground stem. As I already told you, the stem is normally or generally found above the ground or soil. But the stem may be found below the soil. Such stem is called underground. Underground stem is modified to perform extra function other than the normal function. They may be studied under four headings. Then, for what purpose the stem is modified? The underground stem is modified mainly for storage of food or for vegetative propagation or even for perennation purpose. Perennation purpose means when the conditions are unfavorable, the stem remains in the soil. When rain, it sprouts, produce new leaves and branches. Now let us study underground stem modifications. There are four types: rhizome, koram, stem tuber, and bulb. Underground stem. Rhizome. Example: ginger, turmeric, banana. What is rhizome? When the stem creeps below the soil and grows horizontally, such an modified stem is called rhizome. Example for a rhizome is ginger. Remember, ginger is not a root, it is a modified stem. Turmeric, a modified stem. Because it is found below the soil and it bears advantageous roots, ಶುಂಠಿ ಬೇರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. It is wrong. Okay. If you examine carefully the rhizome or the ginger, it is thick and fleshy because stores food materials. It shows many nodes and internodes, even scaly leaves. Axillary and terminal buds are there in ginger and turmeric, banana. Next, Koram. What is Koram? How to differentiate Koram from the rhizome? When the stem grows vertically in the soil, then it is called Koram. Example, Amorphophallus, Colocasia. You can see the diagrams of Colocasia, diagram of ginger. Refer the diagrams. The Koram always grows vertically in the soil. It stores lot of reserve food materials. Example, Morphology or Jamin Khan. It shows nodes and internodes, axillary buds and terminal buds. Okay. Next, stem tuber. Example, potato. Potato is a stem or a root. The answer is, it is a stem. But it is below the soil. It is colorless. Stem tuber. Tuber means gedde. Gedde anta karitತೀವಿ ನಾವು. No definite shape. No two potatoes are similar in shape. Varies in shape. In case of potato, the lower branches at the tip store food materials and appear tuber-like. The main food stored is starch. The tuber shows many nodes and internodes. The nodal region we call eye, because at this region axillary bud is present. Okay, that's all. Tuber. Potato ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತೀವಿ? ನೋಡನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತೀವಿ. Bulb. Example, onion. In case of onion, the stem is very much condensed. The reduced or condensed underground stem is called bulb. From the bulb, many leaves are born concentrically, one above the other, and store food materials or the reserve food materials. Okay, that's all about underground stem modification. Example, rhizome, ginger, turmeric, banana, Koram, Amorphophallus, ಸುವರ್ಣಗೆಡ್ಡೆ. ಕೊಲೊಕೇಶಿಯಾ, stem tuber, potato, alligator, not sweet potato. Sweet potato is modified root. Potato is modified stem. Okay. See the diagrams. Ginger, colocasia, potato, modified for storage of food. Okay. Next, we shall see the aerial stem modifications. Aerial, as the name indicates, stem is found above the ground, and it is a normal or general character of stem. Such a stem is modified to perform different functions other than normal function. It may be modified to give support or climbing. It may be modified for protection, or even it may be modified to take part in photosynthesis, etc. Okay. Now we shall see one by one. Stem tendrils. Thin, wire-like, leafless organ are called tendrils. What is the function? Which helps in climbing or gives support to the weak-stemmed plants. Support. Example for stem tendrils: cucumber, pumpkin, watermelon, grapevine. In cucumber, the axillary bud is modified into tendrils. Okay. Next, thoron. What is a thoron? A thoron is nothing but a modified stem. Thoron is defined as hard, straight, pointed, stiff structure meant for protection. Okay. Example. In the plant lemon. Lemon means ನಿಂಬೆಹಣ್ಣಿನ ಗಿಡ. ಬೋಗನ್ವಿಲಿಯಾ, ಪೇಪರ್ ಹೂವು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. In case of lemon, the axillary bud is modified into stem. How can you say axillary bud is modified into stem? Means sometimes the thoron may possess flowers and fruits. Okay. In bougainvillea, examination ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. Axillary bud is modified into thoron. Next, phylloclade. If you examine plants like opuntia andre we call it as papa's ಕಳ್ಳಿ. ಯುಫೋರ್ಬಿಯಾ, ತಿರುಕಳ್ಳಿ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಬೇಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಹಳ್ಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ. The stem is modified into phylloclade. What is phylloclade? Modified stem of many internodal distance is called phylloclade. In opuntia, the leaves are modified into spines to check transpiration, the stem becomes green, flattened, takes part in photosynthesis. Such a modified structure is called phylloclade. In case of Euphorbia thirukalli, the stem is cylindrical. The leaves are weak, feeble. Hence, the function of the leaves is taken by the stem. So that's all about the phylloclade. Cladode, it's not mentioned in your syllabus, but here I am mentioning. It's very closely related thing. In case of asparagus, the leaves are modified into spines, but the stem is modified. And looks like leaves. The modified stem of one internodal distance is called cladode. Cladode. There is a difference between cladode and phylloclade. Phylloclade is a modified stem of many internodal distance, whereas cladode is a modified stem of one internodal distance. So that's all. Stem modified for support or climbing, protection, photosynthesis, etc. Next, subaerial stem modification. If we examine the stem, sometimes stem is neither underground nor above the soil. It is found on the surface of the soil. Such a stem we call subaerial stem. Such a stem is modified. Subaerial stem is modified mainly to take part in vegetative reproduction or propagation. May be studied under 4 headings: runner, stolon, offside, sucker. You must know all these in one sentence. And you must know the differences. That's very important. Okay. Runner. Example, grass. Grass means cyanodon. Cyanodon means garike anta kariತೀವಿ. Axalis. See the diagram. Diagram nalli axalis. ಗರಿಕೆ ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಓಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇದನ್ನ ರನ್ನರ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. In case of axalis and grass, the stem creeps on the surface of soil. It produces lateral buds which grows when come in contact with the soil, produce roots. The internodes are long, very important. If it is cut, it leads an independent life. Stolon. What is the difference between stolon and a runner or offside? In case of stolon, example, mint, pudina, jasmine, malge. The lateral bud grows upwards for some time, then bend downwards towards the soil. When touches or come in contact with the soil, produce new roots. That's all about stolon. Offset, example, Pistia and Iconia. Pistia, in Kannada we call Antargangi. Antargangi. Iconia crassipus anta idra ಹೆಸರು. This is a foreign species. In Pistia and Iconia, Pistia is a floating hydrophyte. At the nodal region, lateral branch develop, which is thick and fleshy and short. That is, internodes are short. If it is cut, leads an independent life. That is Iconia. Next, sucker. Example, chrysanthemum. ಸೇವಂತಿಗೆ ಸೇವಂತಿಗೆ ಅಂಟು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೇವಂತಿಗೆ ಗಿಡ ಅನ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಮರ ಅನ್ನಲ್ಲ. In case of chrysanthemum, lateral branches grows vertically in the soil or obliquely in the soil. If it is cut, leads an independent life. That is, vegetative propagation takes place. So that's all about stem modification. Okay, thank you.